Hey guys, how's it going? Marcelo here, and for the first time ever, my brother Victor.
Hi.
So, we need to get more videos up on here. He has a channel, like, with one or so videos on it, Vic Games Win. It'll be in the description below. We need to get him some more videos for sure. And it started off as a spin-off of my Let's Play channel, Vic Games FTW, but you're going to do more than just, like, Let's Plays and walkthroughs. So what kinds of things are you doing? Like reviews?
Reviews and also like top 10 whatever lists.
Okay. So yeah, lots of things he's going to be doing on his channel. So with that all being said, you now know my brother. We are going to, this is the first video we've ever done together, online, pretty much. Besides like the little appearances you've made on awkward game glitches. So let's get into the main video here. We don't want to waste any time. So, the Smash Ballot ended about a good 2 months ago, nearly 2 months ago, and all that's left to wonder now is when will it be announced and who will be announced. We're boiling it down to Shantae versus Shovel Knight. So, you are a pretty big Shovel Knight fan. Did you beat it?
No.
Not yet.
Not yet.
And you only have the 3DS version of the Wii version.
No. I have the 3DS.
So, how far are you?
I'm like
Well, okay, what act of the 3-act structure is that?
like the third.
So you're near the end.
Yeah, I'm near the end.
Okay.
I didn't get to. I didn't beat the stage yet.
Okay.
It's pretty hard.
But you have beat Shantae the Pirate's Curse.
Yes.
That's the one that we both got attached to. That game is really fun. So I've beaten Shantae the Pirate's Curse. He has. Not that I'm not interested in Shovel Knight, but I just never got around to playing it. And if I do get around to playing it, I'm probably going to want to play it on the Wii U instead of the 3DS. I don't even really play many 3DS games anymore. But, so I'm more on the Shantae side. You kind of got the best of both worlds right now because you've played enough Shantae to really get how Shantae works, and you've played enough Shovel Knight to really get into Shovel Knight.
Yes.
So who are you rooting for? Of these two, if I don't even know if these two are really going to be the ones to be the winner. I mean, in all the fan polls and all the other kinds of ballot fan-made things, Shantae and Shovel Knight are up there. And we're speculating that they're also the ones that are going to be way up there in the official Smash Ballot. I'm not sure if they're ever going to show the results when they reveal the winner and all that, but from what we've seen and from us trying to put in a couple, so as to not spam, which I don't think you can I don't think you can necessarily spam the Smash Ballot, can you?
Spam the Smash Ballot. What do you mean by that?
Like multiple entries.
Oh,
From one person, multiple entries.
Well, I did that with the people that I was rooting for.
Oh wow, okay. So I guess you could.
But I did, but sometimes I did it on different days. Sometimes I'll root for like two characters on one day, and then like on another day, like the next day probably I'll.
But I'm talking about of the same character.
Of the same character? I don't know. I didn't do that.
I don't know.
I don't think you can.
I don't know, and we can't exactly test it out anyway because it's over. But anyway, we're feeling that like they're the ones that are on the top. From everything we've seen, is what I'm trying to say. They are pretty much on the top. So it could be either or, if not both. Don't really know. But back to the question: who are you rooting for?
Well, if it's just for one of them, that's hard because.
Can you try to boil it down to one? You've told me before you don't exactly care, but had to choose one, who would it be?
See, that's the hard part. Is just if I had to choose either one, I don't know because.
How about I go first, and then you can kind of assess my answer, and then form your answer. You gotta choose one. That's the point of this here. So I go for Shantae because she seems to be super original. And she really fits into. She would seemingly fit seamlessly into the Smash world. I feel that we've both seen like fan mock-ups of what her alternate costumes would look like, what her moveset could possibly look like. I'll link down below in the description 2 videos that Trailer Drake does with Artsy Omni as a guest on speculating. You know how he's got the Smash History moveset series, right?
Oh yeah, that Smash
History thing. They did 2 speculation videos, one on Shantae and one on Shovel Knight. So we'll put those down below. So we've seen mock-ups, and then there's those kinds of videos of speculating movesets, putting together movesets as fans. So I really do dig Shantae's movesets, like would-be movesets for Smash. They just seem to make a whole lot of sense.
Especially if I can just put this in there. It also makes sense too because I have also seen this person on DeviantArt who made a thingy where it's like, oh, this is what this person's alternate costumes would look like, and the moves and the final smash and then the home stage and all that. And like,
for sure, I saw that too.
And
for Shantae?
Well, for like a bunch of characters if they were in Smash, like Rayman, for instance, Rayman, like the alternates, the moves, and then all that. Although I don't know about the home stage for Rayman because the person that suggested it was Murphy's Dungeon from Origins, or was it Origins? It was Origins or Legends, one of the two, where it's like the big rotating thingy.
Oh, that?
Yeah.
That's from Legends.
Okay, then yeah, that.
They're cool. Where was I going with this? So we've seen those kinds of themes. So I think that Shantae would you know what? I just had a thought. Sorry, we're not gonna put what I'm talking about on hold and go to a completely other thing. But instead of me saying my piece and then have you say your piece, let's talk about the characters first. And then I'll tell you. Pretty much already know what Shantae, but then you can get. Also, you have something. Okay. So anyway, sorry. Let's keep going with Shantae, but then we'll both discuss Shovel Knight after Shantae. So.
Also, I just
you saw a bird.
Yeah, there's a bird flapping.
All right. Don't mind that. Did you see the shadow like go across? I don't know.
I didn't see it. But
anyway.
Yeah. Anyways.
So with Shantae, I feel like she's gonna fit in. Not that Shovel Knight can't fit in either, because he could, but if you haven't noticed, Shovel Knight's shovel is based off a sword, which would make him a sword fighter. You've already heard my thoughts on that. I don't think we need another sword fighter unless they can really, some of the moves just inevitably have to be the same. Shovel Knight and Shantae both have a down thrust move with a sword. Shantae has her scimitar, or Risky's scimitar, but it's, she doesn't primarily fight with that. There are not a whole lot of moves predicated around the scimitar. It could be there for use, like Link with his items and weapons, but primarily she'll have her hair whip. She'll have, she could float down like Mr. Game & Watch with her with the parrot hat. So there's tons of, she could possibly even maybe have a multi-jump like Kirby with the cannonballs. Possibly. I mean, not everything could. Well, if she makes it in, I'm pretty sure not everything is going to be pulled from Pirate's Curse, but a lot of things could be pulled from Pirate's Curse, because that's the game I know the most of all 3 of them that are out right now. So, with that though, I think she'd be like an amazing fit and have a lot of variety, because of who else attacks with their hair? No one. Only Shantae. If she makes it into Smash, there's going to be literally no one else who fights with their hair. And I would love to see the aesthetic of Shantae in 3D, because I don't really want them to make her a sprite like Mr. Game & Watch. It'd be kind of weird. If they made her full-on 3D for Smash, that'd be really cool. So with Shovel Knight, I feel that, like, just to put my piece out for a brief second, with Shovel Knight, he's gonna be another sword fighter. They're gonna make him, however they take his moves from the game is however they do his moves from the game. But primarily, he's a dude with a sword, and I don't know how they're gonna make it feel like he's a new sword fighting dude, essentially. So, with that, do you have anything to say about Shovel Knight? Okay, why do you think he would be a good fit to appear in the game?
Okay, well, first off, yes, the shovel that he uses looks like a sword and sometimes plays like a sword, but for the most part, there are certain things where he will use the shovel to dig stuff and then use it to fight enemies and stuff like that.
He could do that like Villager. Cause like that'd be funny. I don't know. Anyway,
I don't know. I thought about that, but
keep going.
but anyways, but I would think that the abilities that he gets throughout the game could also be incorporated into his moveset too. Like,
Okay.
there's this weird little treadmill-looking thing that you can stand on and then hop off, and it like goes automatically to like whichever direction you're facing.
Yeah.
And I thought, well, he could do that. Like that could be like the down B for him. Then he just places it down, and you can like jump on it to activate it. And you can like either stay on it and go with the thingy until it goes off the edge and then jump off, or you can jump on it but then jump back off and then let it just run and like hit whoever's like in front
Kind of
of
like
it.
Wario's motorcycle or something.
Like something like that, or
You can drive it, but then hop off, and it kind of still goes until like hobbles over.
yeah,
Then anyone else can like use it.
or even something similar to Bowser Jr. with the Mecha Koopas.
Ah, yeah.
Something like that. And then what else does he have? He has this weird little. It's like a golden fist looking thing. You can like punch through dirt through it, like dirt blocks. You can just punch through them, and that could be like this side view, just like him launching himself to. It's like kind of like how Little Mac goes through the air and he like does a little swing and then like spins kind of.
Yeah.
Something like that was Shovel Knight, but he like uses the thingy to go like that and like goes through the air, and then like if someone is like right next to him, you can like hit him through the air and launch him into the air, something like that. And then
So okay. Instead of speculating the moveset,
I know it's
I mean not to cut you off or anything, because they're good ideas. But I mean like, let's not go off on like
I know.
super long video. But what do you think of him fitting in to the Smash world?
well.
Because I have one more thing to say about Shantae, but you can go ahead and say your thing real quick.
Well, with Shovel Knight, I just think it's good. It's good because there's all this stuff he has, and the different colored things of armor that he has. That could be his alternate costumes and all that stuff, and it just kind of fits. Although it's troubling with it, like if he had a final smash, that's kind of like troubling because, well, that's the thing though. It's like how can they do that? It's like
What would they do?
I don't really know. I don't really know.
Someone
At least something, but although if I can say, apparently, yeah, I don't know if it's true or not. I don't know if it's just people being whatever, but apparently, I guess there's like something going on between Yacht Club Games and Nintendo to where they were talking about Shantae.
Shovel Knight.
Shovel Knight and Smash.
Well, because they were saying things like, "Oh, we're not exactly working on it. I don't know," which you never know at this point.
Well, someone had said that, and I was just like,
I mean, I've heard that around in a bunch of other videos and stuff too. So like, you know, they can say that, but totally not mean it. Because apparently Sakurai has done that himself. Has done that before. Been like, I don't think we're gonna do it, and then like they do it. So there's still a possibility. I mean, they have to say that so that way they don't, you know, they're almost obligated to say that. So that way they're not like, yes, of course we're working on a new thing for the game, and it's like, oh, like they want to keep it to when Nintendo's ready to say it, or Sakurai, if you want to be more specific, is ready to say something about it or reveal something about it. Way Forward was actually kind of the same way. They're like, look at like they always would tease like, at one point they were like, wow, Shantae's right here next to all the greats. And I'm like, what? As it turned out, Pirate's Curse was there with all the other on the eShop or something like that. There's this picture. If I can find it, it may be up. If not, then this was for nothing. But essentially, was it Pirate's Curse? It might have been like Risky's Revenge or the first game or something. It was on the eShop, but the way they made it sound was as if maybe something was going on. They like to tease. So, one thing I was going to say about Shantae is that she has a pretty long Nintendo history. You know, it kind of goes without saying if you know the franchise. Shantae started on the Game Boy Color. of all things. She was actually going to start a little further back, because the conception of Shantae started in like the late 90s. So, a little bit of digital information there. I might be doing a digital gaming fan made on that next. Anyway, so, I like to tease. So, yeah. So, where's I going with this? She has a long Nintendo history. She started in the Game Boy Color, and she didn't take off as a franchise so much. I mean, they only sold so many copies of the original game, and every other game since has been an indie platform, an indie title. And she's picking up steam though once Pirates Curse came out, because it's a really good game, and now we're getting Half Genie Hero. So if they, not that they necessarily should do this, because it goes against everything I've said before when I've bitched about Shulk, when I've bitched about Cloud, but if they wanted to promote Half Genie Hero, they could put Shantae in the game. But that's only saying if they were to. I'm not saying I support that necessarily, that they're only going to put her in there because, hey, look at Half Genie Hero, even though it's a game that we are actually thoroughly excited for, unlike some of the other games that they've put promotion people in there for. That's not the way to do it, though. You're gonna want to do it because, hey, it's a beloved character that people are starting to recognize. They can put that, IP into Smash and have a new representative of a really good, not so much up and coming, but a really good franchise that's finally kicking up steam. And there you go. And that's why you want to do it. The same thing with Shovel Knight. If there is a Shovel Knight 2 that came out, and then they were like, hey, Shovel Knight's in the game because 2. Buy 2. Yeah. That's not really the way to do it. But, that'd be really, neat to have Shantae in there, because she has a long-term history. And she's now finally getting really recognized nowadays with these last 2 games of hers, and, last game, and then with the new one on the way. So, I mean, at that point it sounds weird to put her in because there's a new game coming out. They're gonna probably take advantage of that, as I was just explaining, but if they don't do it for those reasons, but happen to maybe throw in something of hers from Half Genie Hero, because they put in a Yoshi's Woolly World like stage or something before Woolly World even came out. So, yeah. If they want to throw in a little like, hey, Half Genie Hero, they can throw in a stage from Half Genie Hero, or they can throw in something, a little something from Half Genie Hero, but not make it blown up towards like, buy Half Genie Hero because Shantae, Even though Shantae is a legit good franchise, that's still not really a way you want to approach that. As I just said, I'm pretty much repeating myself at this point, but that's my reasoning. So, let's put this to a conclusion. From all that, you've got Shovel Knight, which is really well known, and it's only the first in its franchise if it's going to, or if it's series. It's not really a series. The first, it's a game. So you got Shovel Knight, and you got Shantae. Which one would you like to see? If you had to pick one. Because I know you would not care if both of them ended up in the game, but if you had to pick one. From everything we've discussed.
Well, if I really was forced to pick one,
yes,
I would mostly probably go with Shantae.
Okay.
Because out of all the stuff that we just talked about, that you mostly talked about.
Sorry. You threw your piece in with Shovel Knight.
I know, but
did you want to throw in a Shantae piece real quick? Is there anything you wanted to mention? Bring up? That might not help.
Not really.
Well, there you go. My brother, ladies and gentlemen. Anyway, so, oh hi kitty cat. Okay, so Shantae, why? Explain your reasoning, sir.
Well, I don't know. I guess I can see where you come from, where she would fit in Smash, like, because if you really think about it and like put a lot of thought into it, you can just see that, you can just play that image in your head and just keep on seeing it and thinking about it, and then you all can start to think, it actually really works, like, because that's what I do with certain characters, like okay, Crystal, for instance. I guess there have been some people that have also wanted Crystal in Smash, but
I mentioned that on Trash Talk a long time ago that someone like Crystal would work because she's a staff wielder. She's another female Star Fox representative, and she would lend to a lot of variety. Variety is the main word here. I've thrown this around since my first rant in the Arc 3 update video. But variety is something this game desperately needs more of. Cloud's inclusion is not fixing that. Sorry, but that's how I see it. It's my opinion. But someone like Crystal, someone like Shantae, someone like Shovel Knight, if they play their cards right with him, could lend to more variety. So that's for Shantae, or Shovel Knight at the same time. But you're rooting for Shantae, as we've said, if you're going to choose one character.
yeah, if I had to choose, then I would definitely root for Shantae.
Okay. So I also root for Shantae because of the reasons that I've said, and I think that's all you need to know. Because I don't want to extend the video any longer. But that's pretty much what we think. If these two characters are truly the characters that are up there in the official ballot, that's our reason. It's a little bit closer, actually. Sorry. That is our... Not too close. Not like... That is our reasoning. We hope you enjoy. But that is our reasoning. So, do you agree with our points? Do you kind of disagree? Do you think someone else is going to take over the ballot? King Carol... Ashley? I don't know. She's ready and like what, a sister trophy or something?
Yeah.
I'm just throwing out. I'm just being dumb.
So I was thinking about Smash Crusade.
Rayman. I think I've said a piece on Rayman before. He would work kind of.
Again, you have to really think about the character.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you could take a lot of that from like Origins and things. And then if you want to go more further back, you can do Rayman 3 with the power-ups.
Or
Rayman 1. Rayman 1 and Origins in 1. With that being said, do you agree with what we've been talking about? Do you think someone else is, gonna take over, as I just said, is going to possibly come out on top? But let's kind of let's centralize it more to Shovel Knight and Shantae. So, that's really it. Thanks for tuning in. I'm Marcelo.
Oh.
Let's try that again. I'm Marcelo. This is Victor. Vic Games win.
I need more videos.
We'll see you guys later. Take care.